Hey there, folks. Time once again to do some retro CSS battles. This is July 7th, July 8th, and July 9th of 2024. Let's do this. I'm gonna hide this paragraph, and what I'd like to do is, it looks like giant circles, right? So I think that's a radial gradient, and I think it's a repeating radial gradient. It's just huge. So let's do a circle. And it's some color, and then it's transparent. So we need a color stop, and when I put a 0 there, this is implicitly also 0, like it cuts off. So we got to give it an extent. How about 100 pixels? Big, but not big enough. And I'm going to put orange in the background. Okay. So not big enough at all. How about 200? Could that be right? If I move the background position, can I get it? 2, 3. So looking at that, I think, okay, I want that curve to be exactly the same. It's not right now, right? And at the moment, yeah, so it's got to be bigger. Is it 250? When I make it 250, it overwhelms the background size, which the background size is this implicit value of 400 pixels wide and 300 pixels tall. So this radius breaks that. So I got to make it bigger. How about 500? Okay. And I guess I don't need to set that second color because it's not going to be visible, but it's still the same, this circle that I'm dealing with. Okay, so let's see if that, by moving the background position, we can get that to line up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 375, 375. Look at that. Okay, so now we've got the correct radius, and this background size should then put a gap between them. So 6, but then that means we need to adjust our background position. 300. 300. 200. No, 3, 4. Okay, so that's close-ish. How about 700? No. How? So they're too close together, which means that the background repeat is too small. So let's do increments of 50. That could be right. How about minus 450 then? There it is. Cool. I like that. I like that a lot. And we don't need a second number. And so this is what we've made. That's the repeat gradient that we've created, this hourglass shape, this special hourglass shape. Okay, so what next? Now I think I am going to do a paragraph element. And him, I'm going to do radial gradient, also a radial gradient, and then a linear gradient. So the radial gradient is going to be circle, circle, yellow, also, like 20 pixels, and then transparent. Yeah, 0. So that's how you get a circle like that. Okay, and I'm going to make this, yeah, I'm going to put orange on the background. So, yeah, okay, so it created that. Okay, so this element is not what I want. What I'd like to do is have it be cover what I need to cover. So to do that, I need to set margins on it. So I got to push it down with the top margin too far down. How about 80? How about 75? And then push margins in 100. 100, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 65, 67. Okay, that could be right. All right. Now, I'm going to put it at here so that I put it at the top. This needs to be bigger, right? It's 30? No, 25. Okay. And then 0, 100%, 20 pixels, 30, 40, 50. What I care about is the gap between those. So I'm doing the same trick that I did on the body, which is increasing the space between each circle by adjusting the size of this body. I'll make it taller. I guess I need a 0 margin at the bottom there. Okay. Okay. 75, 65, 75, 80. Minus 10. So I'm adjusting to try to get this right, and I want the spacing to be right, which means I keep having to, if I adjust the size, I have to adjust the background position as well, which makes it a little bit more complicated. And then this element needs to be a little taller, 220. Interesting. 25. And that's pushing the body down again. So not super happy with this. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm doing this in a very particular way. I'm going to do at 50%. It's got to be 12.5 pixels, right? No. Well, no, at 25. Yeah, okay. No, that's not right. 50? Is that right? I don't know if that's right. Oh, because I've got a background position on there. That's the issue. So I don't need that right now. Okay, let's try this again. 25. There it is. Okay. So now, if I do background position at 0, 0, and then 50, 100% wide, and then 40 pixels tall, then I get more to repeat. 5, 6, 7, 5. So what's the height? Once I figure out what the height is, 65 pixels. I thought I did that, but it just wasn't right. 2. Kind of weirded out by the fact that this is okay. So I need a margin 0 here. So that's the issue. This body has a margin on it. And so, okay, so if I remove this, I need to overwhelm the margin on the body. And so then I can create that height at exactly what I want. Okay, so this is at, if I can now remove, I believe, this at and alter the vertical minus this is slightly tricky. I'm a little surprised by that. minus 10, 12.5. What is this number? No way. I'm not getting this right. I think the background size is right. 5 pixels. 10 pixels. 15. 25. 35. 30. What's the number? I don't even know what the number is. 40, 50, 55, 56, 57, 58. Is it 60? No. All right, so what am I doing? There's something about the math that I'm getting wrong here. I mean, the @ sign was working, so I don't know why I'm hassling with this, but all right, I want to move it up. Minus 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 7.5. So yeah, that's the number. If we're doing it in pixels, which is what I'm doing. You can not like that, but that's, I want to understand the mathematics of it more. So so like I said, radial gradient and then a linear gradient, which is going to be transparent, and then yellow, like that. And you can kind of see what's happening there. Let's put a color stop there and then do like a 10% or something. Oh, I guess it's transparent. Yeah, transparent. 2, 3, 4. And I think that gets the match. Let's submit that. So definitely an interesting puzzle. Points out a bunch of different things. One is that you can have a background that's bigger than the body, so you get interesting repeats. There are margins on the body that are going to force it. If you've got something that's right at the bottom, there's still a margin there that you're going to need to account for. Sometimes when you've got 25s and you're doing half of that and half of that again, then you get into this realm of half a pixel business, and that's weird. But unit minify, unit replace, and we're done. That's a fun problem to solve. And a better score than I've gotten in the past. Okay. All right, we got this this parallelogram. Excuse me. And let's do this as simply as possible, but I want to use transform. And I have successfully used transform before. And solved, but I've also had troubles with transforms. So what I want to do is line this up 65, 65, 66, 67, and then this number needs to go up 100, 110, 20, 115, 14, 15, 16. Okay, now, how do we get that shape? I believe we want to transform skew, and there's two numbers, or one number, two numbers. There can be two numbers. I think we just need the one number. 10 degrees. So you can see that effect. 3, and that's the wrong direction, so we need a negative number. 31, 32, 28, 26. Okay. And that's kind of it. But I think we need to make this number greater, or so I'm adjusting these margins. 6, 7, 8, 88, 89, 90, 91. Close. And this gets bigger. 1, 2. No, that one doesn't get bigger at all. Wrong number. This one. 95, 94, 93. Okay, now it's about that angle. 5, 6, 7, 6.5, 4, 5, 92, and 92. Hey, so okay, I like that. Now, so that's the easy part. The tricky part is we've also got these shapes here. So it's possible skew is not a great solution for this. Even though I'm very happy about making a parallelogram, it also means that I need to do something with that shape. So what do I need to do? I'm going to do a, so this is, you're going to think this is goofy, and that's okay. Calc of var of angle, or 1, times that thing, which is not working, times, oh, okay, so the calc needs to be not of the skew, it needs to be around this here, and then that's going to work. And then this, the angle is -1. And then translate and there it is. So this is a super weird way to do it. Vertical, another 2, and then 2, 3, 300. And then I'm going to do it even also goofy. I'm going to do box shadow. 200 pixels, 0. Maybe it's 400. Maybe it's 500. Maybe it's 600. And then I need this color. Sure. Let's see if that's 100% match. It might be. All these even numbers are helping us out here. If they chose, strange numbers, then that would be a different thing. So this is 2 paragraph tags, strangely, that are transformed around an angle at -20, a skew of -26.5 degrees, and then this one is effectively 26.5 degrees skew, just canted at a slight angle. Very weird solution. You could also do this. I'm pretty sure I did this with clip paths the first time I did it because I was really happy about clip paths, but this is another way to do it and a better score. So I'm not going to complain about that. Super fun, super duper fun. All right, yeah. So two paragraph element. Here, I definitely have the impulse for box shadow that's inset. Box shadow inset -30 pixels, -30 pixels. And I guess I need a margin of 0. Oh, and I guess I need positive there. Okay. And I'm going to set a color like that. And I need to do box shadow after box shadow. Is it 40, 50, 50 and 50? 50 and minus 50. Okay. And then I need another one. Inset 100 pixels minus 100 pixels white. And then I can't see that yet because inset 150 pixels minus 150 pixels. And then another inset 200 pixels white. And then inset 250 pixels of blue. So 1, 2, 3. Is this right? I can't tell if this is right. So that's the third one. Great. That's the fourth one. Great. Oh, because I didn't do a minus. That's why. Minus and minus. And that's it. Do I even need this? Yes, I do. So that's that final stripe. How's that? That's weird. With unit replace, we get, some of those numbers change, but it's harder to see the pattern of the pixels, right? Because it's kind of great to see that 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. And do we get that win? We could also do plot, 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 and not set color there, but that's maybe a little bit more code. But let's resubmit or submit. Have I submitted yet? Maybe I haven't submitted yet. Here we go. Submitting. And that is telling me that I have a 50% match. And that's no good. That is not a solution then. Because, that is not white. I was misinterpreting it as white. That's why. And that means I need a background of that color too. So is there a win doing it the way I did it? I don't know. Let's minify and unit replace and resubmit. Okay, I'll take that win. Yeah, so it's EFF8FE, not FFFFFF. But that's a solve. All right, July the 7th, the 8th, and 9th. Some interesting stuff. So a radial gradient that's got a background size that's larger than the body of the browser window, this 400 by 300 space where we do our CSS battles. Don't forget that the body has default margins that we need to overcome if we're going to add an element and not have it affect the size of that body, right? Because that taller thing and margins are adding up. Here we're using skew and a box shadow, super wacky, and then here we're all inset box shadows, which is like a really fun technique, which I really enjoy. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Go make a web page, for goodness sake. HTML and CSS are really great and really fun to work with, and they are available to you. You can go play around with dev tools in your browser, learn about dev tools, whatever browser you've got, play with it. View source, it's really cool. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.